Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Monday, July the 13th of 2020, and this is the one cast. Today I boated up here to the cable. I've got a large variety of stuff in the boat with me today. Phil went and did some bass fishing on the lower end of the lake earlier. And so I've got all that gear in here, plus some jig rods and some dragon rods. So shouldn't run out of stuff to play with today. I pulled up here to the south side bank, but I'm gonna shoot across to the north side. I think that's where I want to start. It hasn't got quite as hot as I think they were calling for it to be today. We've had overcast skies pretty much all day. The sun kind of started to pop out as I was coming up here, but the clouds covered it back up. Alright, so I'm going to start right over here on this side. Today I am starting off with an 1/8 ounce sculpin and peach jig with a sculpin head. They just kicked the water up to 4 units not very long ago. And this is on 4-pound test. So they're still running the same water pattern they have been for the last 2 weeks. They're leaving it at 2 units from about 10 o'clock at night until about 1 the next day. They kick it up to 3 at 1 and then 4 units at 2 p.m. Just a little after 2 now. And they'll run this 4 units until about 9 or 10 o'clock again tonight. No fish on the one cast. Fishing reports. Let's see. Not last night, but the night before last, Mike Riffle, Kalmansky, and I came up here and we did some night fishing. We caught over 50 fish for sure in the boat. Had on a bunch more, and we landed 3 rainbows over 20 inches that night. Let's see. Last night on the dock, we had somebody land a 22-inch 7-pound rainbow off of the lower end of the dock, fishing with a rooster tail. This morning I was standing on the lower end and a gentleman hooked into a very nice brown trout, probably one of the prettiest brown trout I've seen in a while. It was just, all the colors were incredible, and it had a nice hook jaw, and just a really nice specimen of a brown trout. It was a 21 3/4 inch brown, and if I had to guess, I'd say it weighed at least 5 pounds. We didn't weigh it. We did a quick measurement and picture, and we got it right back in the water. I haven't heard, I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the guides today to see what was working for them, so I'm not sure about that. But I do know some nice big fish have been caught off the dock off of our dock and off of our dock down at Unit 24 in the last couple of nights. Still been real busy at the resort, sending lots of boats out. I'm gonna try not popping it as hard here. I'm thinking maybe with the 4 units of water on, the fish are probably hunkered down on the bottom. I definitely found the bottom there. When I work a jig, I like to give it a pretty good pop, so trying to pop it less is hard to remember. And the sun's coming up to join me here. Just kind of hoping that would stay away. Phil said that he did catch a few small bass down on the lower end of the lake. Don't even think I've had a bite yet. I have to switch over and go try the deep side of the lake here. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I thought that maybe with the cloud cover that this shallow side would be decent. But I really didn't have even a touch over there. So I'm going to come back over here to the south side. It is a little bit deeper. Try right here. I don't think my 1/8 ounce is too heavy in this 4 units. There's even a wind blowing out of the. Seems like it's coming out of the north. Kind of slowing the boat down, so I'd think that there's no way this 1/8 ounce would be too heavy, but maybe. Oh, I gotta sit down. I've been doing a lot of painting lures during the day and fishing at night, so I haven't been up here too much during the day. I'm a little out of practice on my daytime fishing. I had a report from a guy who rented a boat from us. He was up here a few days ago, and he said he was sitting right over there in the slough behind the island, kind of anchored against the bank. And he said he kept seeing bugs drop out of the tree limbs and onto the water, and trout coming up and taking them. So I've been tempted to come up here with a dry fly and run it back on the back side of that island underneath those trees and see if I can get a take. There's not anything quite like fishing a dry fly. Getting to watch them come up and breach it off the surface. On a cloudier day like today, white could be a good choice. Fishing has been a little bit tougher during the daytime, but people are still coming back with limits. We had one boat go out this morning, and they both father and son came back with their limits of fish. I think they said they were fishing spoons. I didn't catch where they were at. I think they might have been down below the down towards Monkey Island. They did just stock fish the last 2 days in a row, stopping right below our dock and turning around and going back. So I believe there are probably a lot of fresh stocker trout down from below our dock down to the landing, if I had to guess. I have not had a single bite. Oh, as soon as I say something about it. Thinking maybe another good color would have been maybe a black and yellow. I know I've heard Dwayne say something about that recently. I was working for him. I'm gonna switch. I've got an 1/8 ounce again, but it is a all sculpin jig, and it is on 2-pound test. So right now I'm just trying to jig it at different rates and let it drag on the bottom a little bit and just see what the fish are wanting to pick up. I don't know if I didn't pick the right colors or if they're just not very hungry right now. I do have a drift rig somewhere here. Got, there it is, a San Juan worm and, well, a scud and a San Juan worm cerise on a 1/4 ounce drift rig here. Let's just try that since I'm not getting any action on my jig. There might be a little too much moss in the water for this right now, but we're gonna find out. Now I've been putting a little float in between them. This was just one that I found in the office already rigged up, but I think that adding that little baby float between the two flies while drifting definitely helps keep it out of the moss and picks it up and puts it kind of right in the fish's face. So that is something I recommend trying if you're going to be out here drifting some flies. And I'm getting a pretty good bounce right now, so I'd say that 1/4 ounce weight is just right. I'm gonna reel it in. I just want to see what the moss is like here on the bottom, because they did just turn the 4 generators on. Whenever they do that, there's usually a decent amount of moss in the water for about an hour until it all settles down and clears out. But that was pretty clean. My bottom fly had just a tiny bit of moss on it. Right now we're going in front of the island in front of Trophy Run. Pretty good flat. Usually I usually catch a lot of fish drifting scuds on this flat. That 21 3/4 inch brown earlier this morning was caught on a night crawler. I know that the night crawler and, oh dang it, and the pink power worm have been very hot flies the last, or flies, very hot baits the last at least the last month for sure. I think I'll go just a little bit longer here and I call it a day. This fish might just have me whooped today. Oh no. Oh, I actually had one on that time. Starting to go through the chute at Trophy Run. The water does pick up and get quite a bit faster here, so this is one of those spots as you're drifting through, you're Gonna need to slow your boat down. I just want to make sure I don't have moss, which I do. Dragging jerk baits has been working pretty good in the mornings. You know, Bill Babbler's been doing that, and I think like 4 mornings ago, my buddy Brad came down and we went out on his boat, and we drifted those. It was a day kind of like today, where the sun was covered up for most of the time, and we drifted the French Pearl Signature Series, which is a pearl white bait, jerk bait. But we drifted those all morning from 6:30 until noon and caught plenty of fish. And we were primarily from about right where we're at right now, at Trophy Run down to the Narrows. We didn't do quite as good from the cable down to Trophy Run, but from here down to the Narrows it was pretty good. Yeah, I am just not having much luck here. I think now that I'm a little farther away from the dam, I'm running into pockets of moss a lot faster. Hey, I found a fish. If I have the skill to land it here, we might just get to see what one looks like today. I'm kind of curious whether he took the scud or the San Juan worm. Honestly feels kind of like a decent fish. I'm gonna say, wow, he is feisty. I'm gonna say he took the scud. I still haven't exactly seen him all the way. Oh, that's a beautiful male. Nope, female. Either way, beautiful trout. Well, let's do this. All right. She is really still very feisty. There we go. All right, we do get to see what a fish looks like today. Really pretty 15 or 16 inch fish there. And there she goes. All right, guys. Well, we did manage to get to see what one looks like. So we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.